I do not give any mixed signals. Also her English French toast made in China, American with a Spanish flag in the corner. Wait, if this is English French toast, then why is there a pizza right here? And they wonder why guys wake up at 3 a.m. 5 years from now connecting all the dots like she was flirting. Japan, every few years when they rebuild their whole country after an earthquake, quicker than I can build my Legos. An earthquake on Monday completely obliterates 50% of the infrastructure, but everything's looking all perfect and brand new by Tuesday. And this isn't even really a joke. Japan actually did that. Fixed this massive pothole in the span of like a few days. The way different people react to this thing, whatever this is. Westerners, this is an awe moment. Meanwhile, people from the former USSR. Okay, yeah, I don't know what this is, to be honest. Basically, this show sounds like some sort of weird Russian Tom and Jerry. This robot will do anything he can to take out this wolf. This is giving me some weird FNAF vibes. Classical composers naming the most remarkable original piece of music in the history of man, inspired by the death of everyone they loved and written over 20 years. OP.112435 number 2379, sonata number in F sharp major. It's like they took a keyboard and just started slapping it. They should have just named it .mp3. Android phones deciding whether to die immediately after reaching 5% or to last longer than Queen Elizabeth's lifespan. I did have an Android phone at one point in time, and I feel like this problem only kept getting worse. As it got older, it would just start dying at like 18%, but then at other times it'd be at 2%, but it acted like it was at 100. Thing would literally last for hours. Mexicans explaining how the way you fold your tortilla determines what dish it is. Is this not like Italians with pasta? It all depends on the shape. Military camo is so dumb, you can easily see it. Meanwhile, military camo, wait. I don't get it. Is this one of those fake cities or something? I don't know. Oh, wait, that's a plane. And another plane. And another plane. Oh my god, there are planes everywhere. Wait, why are these planes massive? I'm so confused. Oh, so is this like some sort of miniature or something? And then they just disguise the planes? Canadians normally. Oops, sorry. Canadians in war. I am fluent in over 6 million forms of kicking your ass. Weekly reminder here that Canada has never technically lost a war. Not saying they've only taken dubs, but they've never taken an L. I mean, they do have the British Empire to thank a lot for that, though. When someone says something positive about my hometown, come on, don't BS me. Meanwhile, when someone says something negative about my hometown, time to decapitate this fool. You don't have to say anything good about it, you just can't say anything bad. Me naming myself this to scare other players. Meanwhile, the Japanese dude wondering why my name is Dinosaur Toothbrush with Ninja Sauce. I just hope he finds the name amusing enough so he doesn't kill me instantly. POV, you're trying to learn the 4 words for the in German. The Germans have 4 words for the? Why? Wait, this says how to perfect all 16 ways to say the. There's a masculine version, feminine version, neutral, and plural. Nominative versus what? And I thought Spanish conjugation was hard. Is this why they say Germans don't have sense of humor? They're too busy focusing on their complicated language. Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, and Benjamin Franklin, all on their way to invent a country over tea. Imagine spilling some tea in the water and coming to the conclusion that we should start our own nation. Once again, Soviet cartoons are just really popular recently. These dudes look like our founding fathers, though. People are finally jumping on board. I've been following this Twitter account for like 2 years now. It's amazing. Always know I'm about to see something wild whenever this pops up in the timeline. American Uber drivers, when a guy having a heart attack asks them to go to the hospital because they couldn't afford $60,000 for an ambulance. There should be a special version of Uber just for this. Like Uber, but special American edition. I actually know a lot of Uber drivers that have some sort of story like this. Me leaving Aldi with one of the shopping carts they are selling for only 25 cents at the entrance. Big question is though, can you actually leave? Because whenever I purchase one of these shopping carts from like Walmart, the wheel always locks when I try to take it out of the parking lot. Apparently Aldi is requiring you to put a quarter to unlock the chain for the shopping cart. Then once you put it back, you get the quarter back as well. I thought shopping carts were in the public domain. 10-year-olds finding out the earth will be consumed by the sun in a few billion years. I feel like this is just a rite of passage nowadays. Gotta go through your first mental breakdown at the age of 6 when you have to translate a word from English to your native language. The day I lost my identity. Honestly, seeing all these memes and knowing the fact that I really only know one language is make me feel real stupid. Austria-Hungary watching people blame Germany for World War I. Oh, and just you wait, it's gonna get even better in the sequel. Austria, you're gonna kind of be responsible for that one too. I just want to know why Homelander doesn't have any lips. When a program starts responding after you open Task Manager, I've returned out of fear, not loyalty. Sometimes just to punish it, I'll smash that end task button even if it's responding again, just so it knows who's boss. Dumbledore resting easy, knowing he left the only person capable of ending Voldemort for good to be emotionally, physically, and mentally abused by his cousin's family over years. How do we know this wasn't a part of his training process, though? Dumbledore knew he was gonna be abused like this, but he also knew that would make Harry a good person. This is getting way too millennial. Let's move on. MFers in 1902, when this banger dropped, you know the whole world was headbanging to this. Banging banger? Is that where it comes from? Over 120 years later, and we're still out here doing this. I thought I was the only one that noticed how great this TikTok was. We've got doing a little bit of, oh, yeah. This is like the perfect, I always think about this whenever I see like an older gentleman just watch people doing the TikTok dances in public. Everything they've sacrificed just for this. And this is an Egyptian flag too, I can only imagine. Unsupervised children at the zoo when they see a 430-pound gorilla. I'm now just realizing that kid that fell into the Harambe cage, he's gotta be like 10 now. He's like the real-life version of Harry Potter. Everything changed after that. Me returning to my house after shopping in Detroit. It's just like frozen and there's nothing left. As always, you can't have anything in Detroit. I guess except for a door. Which Balkan country are you?
Tag your friends in the comments.
I'm sure I will.
The racist.
Oh, wow. The choices. Is there gonna be anyone here that is no
fanboy?
Oh. Thank you, Slovenia. Thank you. Always love when you're included. Maybe the Balkans aren't actually that divided. But I'm at a war crime denying competition, but my opponent is the Japanese government. Oh yeah, I don't think there's anyone better than them on this earth. They're out here always taking the gold. Paco Gutierrez, age 9, always wanted a Nintendo console. However, due to being extremely poor living in Venezuela, it was just a distant dream. Using his creativity with the help from his uncle, he made a cardboard Super Mario game, posted it on YouTube, and the video went viral. Thanks to the video, Nintendo CEO Doug Bowser personally traveled to Venezuela to give Paco a cease and desist order and sued his family for $200 million. Bowser being Bowser, what else is new? This is pretty classic Nintendo right here. You know how some companies are just like always 10 years behind? I think Nintendo's always 100. My financially stressed father in 2009 as I showed him the most age-inappropriate SpongeBob YouTube poop on earth. You know, he's thinking, well, my son is gonna grow up to be a psychopath, but right now I just need to focus on getting food on the table. Sometimes you just gotta make sacrifices. Your village is being attacked by, is this the dinosaur ninja sauce guy? I don't know, either way, I'm freaking out. Ash looking at his rat, Pikachu, after Jesse and James brought a KFC deep fryer. I mean, you know, he even gotta be getting a little hungry too after just like traveling between town to town. Maybe it's time to see if Pikachu tastes like chicken. Brits calling fries chips, Yanks calling crisps chips, and then there's Aussies that are just like chips are chips. Chips are chips! So you're basically telling me this continent calls both fries and chips chips? That's gotta be so confusing. Although at the end of the day, they're still just like overly processed potatoes, so it makes sense. P, girls' names according to Google. For girls' names starting with P, we first have Paige, then Paula, Patricia, and Pakistani International Airlines. I can't wait to name my daughter this. I'll probably just call her Pakistan for short. When some fat 12-year-old American types Tiananmen Square 1989 in chat, yeah, that's how you have the equivalent of the Kool-Aid Man bust on in through your walls. China's version of FBI busting on in. Balcony looking hella jump offable 100. This is why I'll never be able to buy some apartment with a high balcony. I'll just be way too tempted. The medieval royalty urge to always have entertainment while eating. And you definitely have to eat something like really juicy, whether it's like chicken or grapes. Have it like gushing out right as the knight gets decapitated. When you're a fast animal and a hairless ape tries to oof you. Wait, but they never get tired. Something about this is actually really horrifying. No wonder so many animals are afraid of humans. It's literally like that horror movie, It Follows. Like no matter how fast and far you go, we will always be chasing behind you. White people, our ancestors did some horrible things. Not mine, I'm German. Oh no, who's gonna tell him? Poor guy, I actually just feel bad. He has no idea. Where are you going? Heaven or Ohio? And trust me, no one's gonna wanna be trapped in Ohio forever. It's time to get your life together. Born, parents name me Goobins. I never stood a freaking chance in this world. Well, Goobins, you know, it could have been worse. You could be named Pakistan International Airlines like my daughter. I can't believe he didn't cry during the Titanic. Do men even have feelings? Last known photo of the Barbary lion in the wild. Atlas Mountains, 1925 in North Africa. Every time I think about this, it ruins my day. These things are depicted in so many different cultures and empires around the world. We humans will pay for what we've done. Real MFers wake up to batteries sufficiently charged as they only notification. Imagine getting texts from like your mom. It's the only thing that really matters because I'm on my Sigma grind set. Me wondering who named potassium on the periodic table. Wait, yeah, who did do that? Like, was it just a typo? They accidentally hit K? Hey, so this is potassium. K. I mean, if that's really what you want to name it, I guess we can. I guess in German stuff like this makes sense. Potassium and even sodium. I guess it's just English being English. Me waking up from a 6-hour nap I don't remember taking. Drenched in sweat, my AirPods lost around my room, my phone at 2%, my charger wrapped around my neck, my pants rolled up to my thighs, my sheets coming off the bed, bead marks on my face from my bracelets, a sore throat, and having to take the most painful pee known to man. I love how this has only happened to me maybe a few times in my life, but they've all scarred me forever. Atheism leaving my body after the Asian kid starts crying during a test. I weirdly felt relieved in these moments. Like when the smart kid was having issues, I'm just like, I guess I'll fail this, I don't really care. I just stopped taking it so seriously. Probably explains why I dropped out of college twice. 1990s, I love anime. 2020s, I hate anime. How did this occur? And will the cycle just continue? Is it gonna be a vicious cycle? Is anime destined to fall again so that it just becomes this dude all over again? In the year 2050, mark your calendars. That one kid in your class when the teacher doesn't show up after 15 minutes. Did you know you have rights? The Constitution says you do. I was this kid. I was literally Saul. Proceed just to convince the entire class, we gotta go. We're actually putting ourselves in legal harm if we don't. I bet he's thinking about other women. Pigs are much bigger than you'd expect. This man's pretty old to be just now finding that out. These things can grow up to be some pretty chunky boys. Keep thinking about this guy on the bus behind me yesterday with an infant who started crying and he just went, now isn't the time for that. And the baby immediately stopped. His Chad with the now isn't the time for that. There's even more Chad, son. You're right, father. I will control myself. Isn't this how you're actually supposed to try to speak to babies though? It's like in the most adults tone, like they're normal human beings. I'm gonna try this with Pakistan one day. And big thanks to Twickenhamster, the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, Drew's Argentinian grandpa, Austin Powers, Faja, $20 is a lot, Drew, Fat Norwal, Barnsky W, Isaac I guess, Bringbackpolandball, Cowboys 83, Pryce, istoledrewspetdog, Monday, London, Philipp RF, Robert E, RyeThePie, the Mexican 760, and why am I doing this?